Good morning. This is Pastor Jason of Kona Faith Center with the word for today. And the word for today is stand. Stand strong in grace. Resist the devil by standing strong in faith. We stand and are enabled to stand by the grace that comes from God, which we access by faith. Growing this relationship of trust, reliance, and obedience with God is how we do that. Peter concludes the letter by encouraging us to stand strong in grace right after he writes that all power is the Lord's forever and ever. Now, God is with us. That means all his power is available to us. The power to stand, the power to keep standing, the power to stand regardless of circumstances. It's ours because he gives it to us. He will strengthen us. He will support us. He will keep us from falling. Now, the interesting part of this strengthening, supporting, keeping us from falling is this grace that enables us to stand. And it is this grace that enables us to suffer for a short time before God makes everything right. Say what? The big point of today is to stand regardless of circumstances, for his grace is sufficient for us. Last man standing wins. Now, this is a boxing metaphor. It used to be that boxing matches went until there was only one guy left standing. Last man standing had to be able to take some punches, and if he got knocked down, he had to be up by a 10 count. So we're going to have to take some punches in this life. We may even get knocked down. We just need to get right back up. God's grace is available to get us back on our feet and keep us standing. Last man standing wins. God will take care of everything, but we're still going to have to take a few punches. No boxing champion ever made it to the top without having his bell rung. The champions kept standing even when they got their bell rung. So how do we stand when the going gets tough, when the devil rings our bell? How do we keep putting one foot in front of the other? Well, there's the obvious stuff. Church, word, prayer, worship, faith, harmony, discipleship. The news article caught my attention, How to Lose Weight Naturally. Ha! The subheading was Food Intake and Exercise are not necessarily the answer. Yeah, right. The first part of the article was about the drugs that help people lose weight and how bad they were for you. No surprise there. The writer talked about being busy and extra focused at work and losing 20 pounds. Then she found a bunch of studies that people who focused during the day, regardless of activity, as a group, lost weight compared to those who weren't focused. The obvious conclusion is that if you're focused on doing something, you don't have the temptation to eat because you're not thinking about eating. If we focus on growing our relationship of trust, reliance, and obedience to God, set our minds on the things of the Spirit and not on the things of the flesh, not on what the devil's doing, not on how difficult it is, it helps us to stand regardless of circumstances. If we focus on casting all our cares on him because we know he cares for us, then our focus is on him and not on our cares, which helps us to stand. Part of standing regardless is focusing our minds on the right things. Things like trust, reliance, obedience, faith in a word. And because we access his grace with our faith, God enables us, God empowers us so that having done all to stand, we can stand. Therefore, last man standing wins. So focus on him today. The word for today is stand. God bless. Check in tomorrow.